Thank you for the kind introduction. Hello, everyone in Tallinn, and I'm Leode, and I'm part of the team who analyzes the data that Norstad gives us, this brand capital research. We looked at the data, and we wanted to unravel the Baltic spirit, and we wanted to tackle the age-old question, like, are we more united as Baltics, or are we more divided as each country? So before we started, very quickly I will jump over the research so you know that the data is legit. It's something that we have been doing for 19 years. Usually we survey society in summer months. We ask questions to the financially active audience, and this year we had more than 3,000 respondents all over the Baltics. This research actually is kind of unique because we have these two big parts. One part is about society, about people. We ask nearly 300 questions on lifestyle, attitude, activities, media usage, etc. And then we have this other big part, which most likely gets all of you on your toes, which is about brands. This year we had more than 600 brands in the report. You're most probably thinking, is my brand included? If you do not know already, here's a quick way to check it. You can scan the code, type in the link, and we will shortly get back to you. Oftentimes we get asked, like, how do you pick the brands which you should include and which you shouldn't include? It's not done by AI, not yet, maybe next year. Our team is picking leading brands in 30 categories. Each year we have revision. If you think that we should change something, grab me after the speech. I'm always very happy to talk about the research. But now let's get to the interesting part. I will be talking about the things that unite us. And when I looked at the data, I was thinking, like, do we know what the average resident of Baltics looks like? Like, is it a he? Is it a she? Have I met one? Maybe there's some in the audience. I don't know. Most probably, like you, I had this blank page, this black page, no, nothing there. So I dig deep into the data, and here you go. I will paint you a picture of the average resident of Baltics. It's a female. She's quite young, age 35, 54. She's married with children. She feels happy, which is really good to know. She lives in an apartment and owns a car. She has a bachelor's degree, and she works in retail. She believes in life on other planets, and in her spare time, she plays video games. Yeah. So here you go, meet her. I think for you as marketers, this snapshot gives an idea what to do, how you should talk, to whom you should talk, what topics might interest her, and you can use this already. But let's dive even deeper. I wanted to cover these three traits or three themes. Let me assure you, in the data I see much more, but for some clarity, and I have pressing time, let's have only three. So the first thing that unites us all in Baltics and the average resident of Baltics is this curiosity or the curious spirit and exploring. How do we know that? If we look at the top three interests in all three Baltic states, we see that, yes, Estonians are more into music and pets, Latvians are more into movies and TV, and Lithuanians are more into cooking. But above all, top interest is traveling. Curiosity also lives in the kitchen. Average resident of Baltics enjoys trying out new recipes. And what's more, nearly every one of us think that in order to be successful in life, we need to constantly acquire new skills. That's the first one. The second topic is longing for financial stability, which shouldn't come like a surprise given the past years, I know, but what data says about it? We see that the average resident of Baltics will change her habits in order to save money if the prices continue to rise. I think no surprises there as well. But what surprised us is that we see that this average resident of Baltics is changing her opinions. She's thinking that maybe avoiding taxes isn't such a good idea, and maybe taking out fast credits isn't the smartest life choice. And lastly, this average resident of Baltics is saving money by buying supermarket private label products. That's the second one. And now the third one, and which is like kind of the easiest and also the most difficult, is this search of joy. 91% of basically each of us think that we need to find joy in the little things, in daily routine, little moments. Precisely the same amount think that our society as a whole, everyone together as a group, we need more optimism. And our average resident of Baltics is also demanding of brands. And what she demands is playfulness and entertainment. And that's when we all here in this room come in. That's what we can do to please her. So I am wrapping it all up. If you have some takeaways, if you need to talk to Baltics, if you need to talk to society on average, and you do not have too many resources for super segmentation, localization, everything in between, you can keep these three themes in mind, or just one, or mix them. But remember that you need to tickle curiosity, you need to have some added value. It doesn't hurt if it's like money benefit, and above all, just have fun. So that's what unites us, and I'm giving stage to Dovile.
And now I'm going to talk about the differences. You know, for the rest of the world, we might seem to be too small to be any different from each other. But we ourselves, we really do know that we are not identical triplets. You know, we are rather sisters that have things in common, but we have some traits that really uniquely separates us. As Lelde has mentioned, there were almost 300 personal questions in this survey. A lot, right? But there's one question that especially separates us, and it goes like this. I try to have as much fun as I can now and let the future take care of itself. 27% of Estonians, 40% of Latvians, 62% of Lithuanians do agree upon that. Basically, people in Lithuania rely on universe horoscopes, and people in Estonia rely on themselves. So let's move on with Estonians and see what makes Estonians Estonians. I couldn't miss this. I think our nation is more digital-minded than other neighboring countries, which basically, Lelde, means that the majority of this audience thinks that they're better than us, you know. Yeah, let's move on. Estonians are really masters of efficiency. Estonians try to be efficient in everything they do. The way they work, the way they shop, even the way they do their daily routines. So if you look around and see someone multitasking, I saw the host was typing and trying to, you know, do a lot of stuff at the same time. So if you see someone like that, he's Estonian. Estonians are so efficient that they think they can do work in 4 days, what usually people do in 5. They are very fast shoppers. Also, they would like the gadgets to do the work they are supposed to do by themselves. Estonians, what's beautiful about them, they are life prioritizers. They prefer success at work, less even than free time. And also, they are the ones, in comparison with Latvians and Lithuanians, who say that pleasant environment and nice colleagues are even more important than the salary. And no surprise that Estonians are so easygoing and relaxed, and they like the brands that are not taking themselves too seriously, also the workplaces that are not too stiff and too serious. Let's move on to Latvians. Latvians appears to be the most altruistic ones. Latvians like to buy brands who support charitable causes also. A lot of Latvians say that they would sacrifice their personal interest for a bigger goal. So I guess everyone should have a friend in Latvia, you know? Yeah. But everything in life comes at a certain cost. So I'm not sure whether it's because of this very altruistic approach to life or for some other reasons I'm not sure about, but Latvians are horribly stressed out, you know? They are the ones who dread the future the most. They are really concerned about the mental health. And they, unfortunately, feel even lonelier than a year ago. This is sad, really. But there are some good news about Latvians. You know, Latvians are the ones who like to stand out, you know? So if you see some sharp-looking guys or girls, you know, very flashy, very extravagant, they're Latvians. Latvians like to look different. Latvians think they have a better taste than the others. Also, Latvians are really into shopping, you know. They like to buy those nice, beautiful things. You gotta stand out somehow. Well, this doesn't exactly is applicable to Lithuanians. I am Lithuanian, so I might be a little biased, but still the data supports everything I'm going to say about Lithuanians. So, Lithuanians are the most patriotic ones and the most pro-Ukraine ones. In comparison with Latvians and Estonians, Lithuanians feel pride in their country most. Also, Lithuanians are the ones who feel threat of the war most. And maybe it's interconnected, but Lithuanians are the ones who support almost, well, not unanimously, but very strongly support Ukraine and even think it's an obligation of each country to do so. Also, there's a bigger percentage of population who say that they would join army if there's a need to defend the country. Yeah, we are sustainable ones. We like the brands that are sustainable. Also, we are real kings and queens of secondhand. No wonder Vinted was born in Lithuania, because we really prefer fixing things rather than buying new ones. So if you see someone in the audience dressed, you know, some particular fashion, could be Lithuanian. What we see in recent years is values-based shopping. We see that people more and more pay attention not only to the price or the quality, but also on the values of the ones who produce it. So in Lithuania, it's especially vivid. People say that they would boycott the brand if their values wouldn't match theirs. Also, they have an expectations towards brands that they are supposed to make a bigger impact or help solve some social issues. So I would like to return now to this metaphor of three sisters that we all are used actually to. And it was interesting for me to imagine what kind of a person each sister would be. So it goes like this. Estonian one would be the relaxed one, very efficiently vacationing from somewhere in Bali or Thailand. Latvian one would be the one who manages to look great even under this immense stress and always looking for someone who needs help. While Lithuanian one would be the one rooting for Ukraine, dressed in second-hand clothes and driving the electric vehicle. So thank you all for listening to